It's my belief that there is heavy media suppression at this time on serious crime incidents that are happening the length, breadth, and width and depth in Ireland. Mainstream media, that is. A lot of independent sources are telling what's actually happening on the ground, stuff that's been suppressed by the legacy of mainstream media. And when information is released, it's almost like putting a jigsaw puzzle together. Well, here we have another incident a little bit closer to home for me in Belfast on the Lisburn Road. And interestingly, you're going to see how this terminology intensifies from day to day. This incident started off as a disturbance, then it was upgraded to an incident, and then we found out what it really was: a running battle with four Romanians involving large knives on a busy street in the middle of the week, in the daytime, in Belfast. Yes, so it started off as a disturbance, got upgraded to an incident, and then it was called for what it was: a running knife battle on a busy street involving four men with large knives. So, anyway, let's get into the details in this one. And if you haven't already done so, subscribe to the channel. As always, hit the like button, share the content, leave a comment, of course. Consider becoming a member of the channel if you haven't already done so. Just a little bit of support for the old independent media effort. That will get you access to an exclusive live Q&A video that I record every Wednesday for channel members, where you can ask me stuff directly or ask me for comment on certain stories directly, and I do my level best to give it to you. And also it makes it a little bit easier for me to pick you out in the comment section, because you get a lovely little star beside your name if you become a channel member. So think about it. But anyway, let's look at this. So this is how it began. Okay, it was called the disturbance. Four men due in court after knife incident in Belfast. One male needed hospital treatment for serious injuries after the incident took place on the Lisburn Road. Four men will appear in court today. That was yesterday, following a disturbance. You know, make up your minds. Disturbance. A disturbance is two people maybe having a heated argument, you know, or a kid throwing a tantrum in the supermarket and screaming the place down. That's a disturbance. Or you're sitting in your back garden enjoying the peace and tranquility, and some yobos start, you know, smashing bottles. That might be a disturbance. You know, is it a disturbance or is it an incident? And this actually happened on Wednesday, and we only found out about it properly yesterday morning, and then a little bit more information came out yesterday afternoon. So the Belfast Telegraph were reporting that four men were allegedly, this word allegedly, and you know, you have to keep yourself right until someone's found guilty of something, innocent until proven guilty. But they were seen by multiple witnesses. They were arrested, they were on CCTV, but they were allegedly involved in a running battle. Hey, a running battle with knives on a busy South Belfast street. A court has been told the accused, all Romanian nationals, appeared before Belfast magistrates in the city on the charges named above. So, disturbance, incident, arrests, and then we get it reported what it actually is here by Belfast Live. Running knife battle on Belfast's Lisburn Road involving four men. A court is told the accused faced several charges connected to armed confrontations on Wednesday. And there's a little picture down there below of the police outside this bar. And the Lisburn Road is a long stretch of road running out of Belfast city centre down towards probably one of the most affluent areas in all of Belfast, which is the Malone Road area, Windsor area near the King's Hall. So you've got the most fanciest, extravagant houses at one end, and then as you move down the Lisburn Road, you get past a certain point. There's a lot of students, and let's just say people that were not native to the parish have moved in over the last few years, and it's turned the lower Lisburn Road into a bit of a tip, to be quite frank. So this pub sits kind of in the middle of that. It's not in a bad area per se, but it's an area that I've seen personally degenerating greatly over the last few years. I'm very rarely there anymore because I moved away from the area, the Lisburn area. But I'm just saying it's not a total hellhole, but it's turning into one. So that's the police outside the bar. Four men allegedly involved. The accused appeared before magistrates in connection to armed confrontations on Wednesday afternoon. One of them sustained serious injuries to his arm during an initial encounter inside an apartment. You know, it always starts inside. What is it with people in apartments knifing each other? Huh? You know, certain people in certain apartments committing these offences, especially in the Belfast area. One of them sustained serious injuries to his arm, according to police. Initial encounter. An encounter. If someone comes at you with a blade and decides to thrust it in your arm, I wouldn't call that an encounter. Oh dear. Dmitru Genea, age 30, of no fixed abode. Kick his ass out. 33-year-old Ionut Lazar, with an address on the Lisburn Road. Florian Bratianu, age 30, of Fane Street in Belfast. And Ionut, here's another Ionut, donut more like it. Ionut Daniel Gheorghe, or Jorge, age 27, from Wheatfield Crescent in the city, are jointly charged with affray. So there's one, two, three, four. Yeah, there's four of them. Four of them, affray. Genea and Lazar face further counts of wounding and possessing an offensive weapon with intent to commit harm. Also charged with having a bladed article. An article? Was it a knife or not? Belfast court heard Jorge, or Georgie, is believed to have been stabbed when an altercation broke out at a flat in the area. CCTV footage then showed two men being pursued by two others toward a nearby bar on the Lisburn Road. And on a Wednesday afternoon, it was beautiful sunshine. I'm sure patrons were just sitting there enjoying a little sup, a little pint or two, when next thing the Romanians come bursting in through the door with their bladed articles, causing a disturbance. So defence lawyer Piers McDermott, representing Bratianu and Gheorghe, claimed they were chased by their two armed co-accused and took shelter in the foyer of the pub. He alleged his clients threw chairs and hoardings in a bid to keep the other pair out, while Bratianu also brandished a knife in an attempt to stop them getting in. So they were all tooled up. And even if they weren't, they were using the pub furniture as weapons, chucking it around in the streets. They're the victims. They were attacked. They ran away. They were attacked again. Always the victim. Always the victim. Probably just on their way back from choir practice, or maybe they were altar boys in the local chapel. I don't know. But always there's victims. All victims. Two victims at least. But Genea and Lazar's solicitor, Ewan McKenna, made counter-arguments. They had been threatened and acted in self-defence. Police opposed application of bail. Good. Good. How about just sticking them on a plane, easy jet, straight back to Romania? What, 50 quid each one way? Get them the hell out of the country. It was disclosed that Georgie had been booked on a flight to Romania. Oh, what a shame. He didn't make it. Actually, it's a shame he didn't make it, but couldn't make the trip due to be under guard in hospital. So, taking up hospital beds in Belfast, number one. Number two, police resources being allocated to guarding this specimen after he'd been running up and down the Lisburn Road, waving his bladed implement, throwing hoardings around, chucking chairs around, and taking shelter in the foyer of this pub. Refusing bail to each of the accused, Judge Stephen Keown remanded them in custody until June the 6th, again at our expense. He stated this was a running battle in the middle of the day on the busy Lisburn Road, involving people armed with large knives. Large knives. So just goes to show, I'm using this to highlight the difference in language that's used to describe these events. Events, now it's my little word I'm throwing in, an event, a disturbance, an altercation, an encounter, a running battle, vicious crime, let's call it for what it is, on the streets in the middle of the afternoon in a busy South Belfast street. You a Belfast resident? You going to the pub today, are you? You going to Dublin, Galway, Cork? Where are you going to be today? In the pub? Who could come bursting in through the door? Georgie and Co. Chairs flying around, hoarding thrown around, people running up and down the street with large implements. Wonderful. Sun shines out, brings them out. I believe there's a lot more than this going on, and it's not being told. But anyway, I'm telling you today. So for now, I'm Rick Munn. No risk, no reward media. Over and out.